Hello, welcome to my tutorial for car trip game on Java. And this is not a complete game. This is just a kind of symbol, kind of example for creating a, a top-down car trip. Right. So you can see here. This is my code on the project. When I will I'm gonna run this and show you something on this. The code I just update on the GitLab on another video, or you can go to my description on this video and get the link below and get the project. And this tutorial I just show you something very simple to create this game, so it will be short. Okay, so for this game, to control it, you can rotate the car by press the left or the right arrow button on the keyboard, or you can go for work by pressing up, and you can go back by press on the down button like this. And if you go for work and you press down, the car will drift a little by brake. So you can see the trailing on you will see the trail making by the tires on the road here, like this. Okay, yeah, like this. This game must be drift by run faster, but because some difficult, so I just now I just create the drift by braking like this. And maybe in the future I will improve this game and make it more some interesting thing when I will show you later. Okay, so let's go to the code for this game. Alright, so I will close all the file ID. Now we need to create the new project and choose the name for the project. You can call it drift and put 2 here for different with the original project here, and click finish and don't create. Alright, and here just go to the source and create a class named game frame. Alright, so game frame represent for something to open a new window like this ID here. So you can see the game on a window. So to open a window, you need to extend this class to the save frame. This frame is a class comes from the Java Swing. Okay, you just import it like this, and in here I will create. Alright, so before continue with this class, we need to create a main class to run the program. And in this class we will create an entry point like this to run the game. First you can log something here, game run, and you can run this and see on the controller, because this just have just log a simple log here, so the program will be terminated immediately after log this text, right? And when we improve the game, we will put the game loop in the game, and or we open the game frame, so the program will be running forever until we close the game. Okay, so here we just create the entry point to open a JFrame. You can use it like this, JFrame, and don't forget to import the JFrame to the browser. Right, just import by server swing and JFrame. Yes, just like this. I put a star symbol here to import all the things in this package. So we will no longer to import specific thing like JFrame or like JPanel or something like that. Okay, so here we just set the size for the frame. I'm sorry, just put the width like 700 and the height is 600, for example. And after that we need to set the visible for this frame to true. And now we just open the game. Okay, so here we just create a game frame to open the game like this here. But notice that okay, you can see here I will click the close button here, and you just notice on this button in the ID. This button mean if I click on this button, the program will terminate it like this, and the button will be changing the color to gray. It represents for the program is terminated. But if I click the close button like this, and the button no be terminated. So that's why, because the close button not not connect with the event to close the program. So to close that, we need to do this. We need to set the default close operation like this, and push the frame parameter as it on close. This means when we click the close button, the window will be closed, and then the whole program also will be closed. Okay, so I just click here to terminate the whole program first, and then we will open the game again. And now I will just close and see it. The program now is totally closes. Alright, so now we just go back to the game frame here and create something. Just create a game structure like this, and here we just also set the default close and as it on close, and we just set size to 700 and 600 for height, and we set visible to true. And now we go back to the main class here, and instead of using directly the JFrame, we just create a new game frame like this, and just run the program. You can see result is the same. Okay, so because we just override the game frame, and in the constructor we just call some method to do the work that we did before. Alright, so now we just create a new class named the game frame. Sorry, the game panel. So the game panel will be extend a JPanel. JPanel is also a swing component, but it's not represent for a window. It just represent for layout in the component, right? And I will explain something more. Every component have the method pen like this. We are right. I don't know why my IDE doesn't support the spaghetti code anymore. So I need to import a manual like this. Okay, and here every component have the method. So when we override this method, we just change the drawing on the component. The first here I will draw the rectangle from the top, from the S from 10, and the A, the Y from 10, and the width is 100. And for the same for hay, just run this. Right, you can see this. I just draw a rectangle on the game frame, but you can see here the root coordinators for this component, this frame is behind the is overlapped by the app bar here, the menu bar here. So to prevent this, I need to create another component named game panel, and when I put this component to this game window, the root will be we put on be below the menu bar here, so we can draw the rectangle correctly on the window. Alright, so just remove this, just copy this and go to the game panel, put this here, and just go back to the game frame here. Alright, a game frame, and create the game panel object. And we add the component game panel to the game frame and just run it. Alright, so you can see right now the root come from exactly point we need, like this here. Alright, and another benefit to be used is a game panel. That's we will separate the code to many files, to other files, so the code will be shorter when we code a large a big project. Okay, and we also use this class to be a game loop. So a game loop is just represent for a new thread to make the iterations for the game, for the update and for render in the game, right? Okay, so now we will create the game loop for this game. So before we create the game loop, I will explain something about the game loop. The game loop is just the iterations of the frame. Uh, if you can know about the cartoon or the cinema, we can see the movement in cartoon made by many frames. Every frame have its own status, like the position, like the transform, and many things about that frame. So when frame change, the movement will be made on that screen, so we can see some action about the actor or the character in the game. Right, so just go to the game panel and implement the game, sorry, the runnable. Runnable is the interface to put in a thread. Thread is alright, so it's a process that created by the CPU. You know, in a CPU, when the computer run, the CPU will be run will run many thread. Will run many process. Sorry, and threads is something like a process will be processed by the CPU. And when you open the game, uh, it's also create a thread that called UI thread. Okay, so so when we create a game loop, we need to create a new project separated from the UI thread to prevent uh, freezes the UI threads. Now we create a thread and we create the constructor, put here, and the a method named start game. And in this method, I will create the new thread for for this and put this. The thread parameters get a runnable, right? So when we call thread start, it will call the run method here, and also put this run to another process. So it will be present freezes the UI thread. And here we just put a while. And in here I will print something. I will print a variable name I, and it will be increased every iteration. Yeah, it will increase the variable 1 unit in every iteration, right? And now we just go back to the game frame, and after we add the component game panel to the game frame, I will call the game panel start game. And let's see on the console. Alright, so this is our variable, and it's increased too fast. That's because my computer is very strong, very fast. Alright, just funny. Alright, so we don't need a game loop that have um, a bit of a number of iterations. in a second too big like this. We need to limit it. All right, you can go to game frame here and just put the trace sleeve 20 milliseconds, and this is throw the exception, so we need to bound it by the try get block like this, and just run it, and you can see now the increasing of variable I here now slow, very slow than before. Right, but to keep the FPS, the FPS means the frame per second. To keep the FPS is yes, to keep the FPS stability, we need to improve this game loop. Right, to do that I will copy the codes from my old project, and I will explain something like that later. Just go to the game panel and go to the run here, copy this, just go back here and put right, and instead of using the update method I will put alright, not anymore. Alright, and in here you can put the update on and the render method here. Right, and you can see here I put the period. Okay, the period for 20 second 20 milliseconds for iterations, and you can calculate it by put 100 divided by 60. You can see here 60 mean 60 fps and 100 mean a second, so we will put every period uh, by this expression, and to begin the while I just set the current time, and I will calculate the sleep time by the period. Is the total time that we need for every frame, and I will set I will minus to the delta time of the current time with the beginning time. You can see here the beginning time I put in the end of the while loop, and when the loop begin again, and go through the update method. Update method will take a lot of time, uh, for this period, and after that we will calculate the time that the update, and alright, I will change this a little so you can see it clearly. Alright, so this time is the time that we call the update method, and maybe the render method, and that's two methods will be we will take a lot of time in this, so we need to calculate the sleep time. To sleep, if the sleep time bigger than 0, we will sleep. Alright, and after that we just get the delta time. Delta time just provide to the update, and I use delta time to calculate to update the new position for the car. Using this we will depending on the factor of the object instead of use the frame. I will explain it more clearly later. Alright, so now we have a good game loop here. Alright, and just put something in this. Maybe I will use we put it's here and here we put as multiply sorry, as plus with the 2 multiply with the delta time. Alright, this means the 2 mean s will be changed, will be plus to 2 every second, right? Because delta time will be less than 1. So so when the delta time is 1, that will plus with 2, right? But after many frames, the s will be increased to 2. Maybe the data time here in this frame is 1, sorry, is 0.01, maybe, for example. And now we will put it to this and just run. I'm sorry, I need to call repaint. Repaint will call the pen again and refresh the component, so we can see the rectangle change the position. Right, I don't see. Maybe we change to here. Alright, something wrong here. And the drawing. Right, we'll right, run. But why? Okay, so I just find the problem because I put this variable too small. We need to put another maybe 100, so you can see the changes. All right. And so why we see the rectangle now moving, but something weird is happening right now because we didn't clear the the component by okay, just set the colors and white. Right, you need to import by this line of codes, so you can put all the AWT for the class, like graphics like this, or the color, so we won't care about importing later. We won't care anymore. Okay, and now we'll fill a rectangle from 0 for x and 0 for y, and get the width and get the height of this component. And after that, we need to change the color again to the black to draw the rectangle, right? and run it. Okay, so you can see now the rectangle is moving very smoothly. All right. Okay, so I think I will create I will create a part 2 for the rest of this tutorial, because this part right now is too long, right? If you like the video, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up to support me. Okay, and don't forget to download the project and read it before before watch this video. You can understand more things after uh, you find something before. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next part.